Well, South Korea is the partner country at the world's biggest industrial technology fair that's taking place this week in Hanover in central Germany. And our question today, how do you strike a deal in South Korea? Well, to talk about that, I'm joined by Jürgen Wöhler. He is the CEO of the German-Korea Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Mr. Wöhler, let's talk a little bit about business etiquette for a second. Imagine I'm your Korean business partner. How would you open a business conversation with me?
First, I would try to greet you in Korean, for example, Annyeong Hashimnika, to establish a relationship with you, showing that I'm interested not only in your products, but in you as a person and in your country.
We were talking earlier, this is very different from the German approach, because when Germans go into a business situation, they're all about the facts and the products. But that's not the case with the Koreans,
No,
right?
Koreans start with a personality, because I think to do good business long term, you need to have the right personality as your partner. Well, Germans rely on the quality, and if that lacks, they go to court. And that's very different from Korea.
As we saw in this article, or this report too, food is important for the South Koreans as well, right?
Yes, you mentioned before first pleasure and then work perhaps, but it's not pleasure. Koreans eat and enjoy being together with you, not for the sake of it, but to get to know you.
What do Germans tell you who have gone into South Korea and tried to establish business relations there? What has been the biggest challenge for them?
For Germans, it's not that much of a problem, this personal relationship thing, because Koreans know Germans very well, though they know that our concentration on products, quality, is typical for the Germans, though that's acceptable for them. And from the German side, they like that Koreans are very open-minded. So unlike with other Asians, you know very well how they feel. If they're angry, feel happy, that's very obvious in the Korean faces.
And briefly, Mr. Wöhler, you know we are in a recession right now. Are you getting reports from German business people about it being more difficult right now to establish ties in South Korea?
No, it's just the opposite way around. Naturally, sales are going down, but Koreans now have more time to think about replacing other suppliers, looking for inventions, getting their machinery better, and there the Germans are the right partners to do that.
Okay. Mr. Wöhler, stay with us. We're going to pull you back in just a few more minutes to talk about this. Well, South Korea is getting a lot of attention at the Hanover Industrial Technology Fair this week. And the man in charge of the fair is Wolfram von Fritsch. In cooperation with the Handelsblatt, we would like to introduce you to this man who knows a thing or two about making success your own. Mr. von Fritsch almost lost his life in a parachuting accident while he was a soldier in the German military. He was told to prepare for a life spent on crutches at best. Well, today, Mr. von Fritsch is running marathons. A report on a man who knows how to overcome a crisis.
Okay.
Wolfram von Fritsch speaking to workers on the floor of the Hanover Exhibition Center. He's still got a lot to learn regarding his own job. It's been less than a year since he took over the helm at Deutsche Messe, organizer of various major international trade fairs in Hanover. This will be the first time he oversees the world's biggest showcase for industrial technology, the Hanover Trade Fair. 48 hours to go, and the exhibition center still looks and sounds like a construction site. South Korea stands, this year's partner country, appear remarkably calm.
I'm not worried. Experience has shown us that even just hours before the start, things will still look out of place. We know that the stand builders are real professionals. Sometimes they run things a bit tight, and certain companies will set up several stands in succession. So it's a gradual process. I'm completely relaxed.
Von Fritsch has a legal background, but is now an experienced manager who's used to working to deadline. His primary concern is the financial situation of his exhibitors.
Some exhibitors have had difficulties and are cutting back their stands and approaching us to discuss discounts and the like. In the interest of customer relations, we try to help out and not stick rigidly to contracts. But some exhibitors have expanded their stands and their presence here. They believe they now have a chance to increase their market shares.
Von Fritsch runs the largest exhibition center in the world. The annual maintenance bill alone runs to 60 million euros. His team gathers for a final pre-fair meeting. A major worry is whether all the exhibitors have been granted visas on time. A potential fiasco, but typically the boss maintains his confident exterior.
I'm fortunate to have two small children who aren't aware of what their father is currently doing. They're a challenge, and that's a fantastic form of distraction that also helps define your priorities.
To compensate for cancellations, Wolfram von Fritsch is promoting renewable energy and other trends to draw new exhibitors and visitors to Hanover. But rival trade show organizers are also featuring these issues, so something special is required.
Here at Hanover, we have something that others do not. We cover the entire evolution of an innovation. In Hall 2, we have the big universities and research centers presenting cutting-edge developments that may not be important for another 10 or 15 years. We have special events and also developments that are adopted by industry and are now hitting the market.
Von Fritsch shifts from one meeting to the next. There's a big evening gala on opening day with 2,500 guests. And the seating plan has to be continually readjusted due to confirmations and cancellations.
There are certain basic rules. The speakers have to be in the front row, of course. After that, it depends on the importance of a customer to us. This also involves the size of their stand and how helpful they are on the sales and acquisition front. And once you have everyone in place, you have to check again. Who doesn't like sitting next to whom, for example?
1, 2, 3.
Monday morning, German Chancellor Angela Merkel and South Korean Prime Minister Han Song-soo officially open the fair. Wolfram von Fritsch looks on with pride. It's the moment he's been planning for almost a year. Now it's time to relax and enjoy the show.
And if you would like to know more about the Hanover Industrial Trade Fair, you can click onto the website of Germany's leading business daily. You see it right there. It's handelsblatt.com/GW. Or, of course, you can go to our very own website. Well, let's check back in with Jürgen Wöhler. He is the CEO of the German-Korean Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Wöhler, South Korea's latest economic stimulus package, I think it includes 30 million euros for environmental-friendly technology, alternative energy sources. This sounds like an invitation to German business because the German business is known for being a leader when it comes to alternative energy sources.
In fact, they are all there. Though the Siemens is there, all the solar companies, everybody is trying to profit from this, and the German reputation for environment-friendly industry, energy-saving industry is tremendous in Korea.
You know, you were saying earlier that we really haven't seen a diminishing in business ties between Germany and South Korea despite the recession right now. Is part of that because there is such a strong tie when it comes to alternative energy technology?
Certainly the turnovers are going back, but the business ties are increasing even, and Germans are gaining market share in Korea. The population density in Korea is even double that of Germany, though Koreans know how to profit from the German experience.
Let's look at the numbers here, especially when it comes to foreign direct investment between Germany and South Korea. We've got a graphic here that we would like to show you, if we can pull that up. There we go. As you can see, between Germany and South Korea, we're talking about 6 billion euros of FDI. And from South Korea coming to Germany, we're talking about 2 billion euros. That's cumulative, of course, since the 1960s, which makes the numbers seem relative. But you say those numbers have been exploding in about the last decade or so, right?
It's right. Until 1997, 98, foreign investment in Korea was strongly restricted. And then German industry took the chance to invest more. And what's particularly for Germany is these are industrial investments. They are creating jobs. They are bringing know-how to Korea. It's no financial investments.
We were talking earlier, you say the Americans, they remain the biggest investors, foreign investors in South Korea. But you say the Americans are bringing in the capital, the money. The Germans are actually bringing in the manufacturing and the jobs.
Right.
And
the know-how.
And the know-how, which is a good dynamic. Who do you think in this recession is in a better position right now in South Korea, the Americans or the Germans?
It's very obvious, it's the Germans.
Okay, Mr. Wöhler, not that you're biased, but we certainly do appreciate you coming and talking with us today. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.